Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Here we are today, Michael here from Pushworth and Nikki from Pushworth and Music Reel. Today, we are going to talk to you guys about where does digital fit into the music model in 2020. And well, hasn't it changed like totally what we thought was music, what we thought was a live music scene, has all changed and it is now all digital and slowly gigs are coming back, but there's still a whole lot more available for people to engage with. And it took a pandemic for people to get off their butt and do videos. It took
a pandemic to completely change everything, and people have had to innovate really, really fast. So it's kind of a good thing. But yeah, let's talk about how it's going to fit into moving forward.
Yeah, look, I think it's been amazing how everyone was so backstory. Everyone sort of fought the whole putting videos on social media and doing all this stuff to engage with people. All of a sudden they had no gigs to do, and it was like, what can we do? And we did see this massive uprising of a thing called streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to start with us, Nikki, on the whole streaming thing?
All right. So at the moment, so if you stream your song, and I'm talking, this is songs as opposed to digital concerts. So if you stream your song on Spotify, you get 0.002 cents per stream.
Yep.
Right? So it's not a lot of money. And it costs a lot of money for people for artists to find a way to cut through the noise with their marketing strategy to be able to sell. So like Jade Holland, who got over 1 million streams. It took a long time and a lot of money to get to that point. So I think it's important for artists to understand, streaming is important, but the key is to develop a marketing strategy that can reach more people. So 15 to 19, overall recorded music revenues driven by streaming reached $11 billion in the US alone, right? So which is pretty huge. But how much money did it take to actually get that to happen? So these are the questions that we still don't really know the answers to. It's an important aspect of what you're doing, but there's a big question mark hanging over it because it's not a lot of money. 0.002 cents every time someone streams your song. So add that up. How many times do you need to stream your song in order to make enough money to buy a cup of coffee?
I don't think you do music for the money.
I don't know anyone who's actually said, I want to make a lot of money. I'm going to be a music artist. I don't know anyone who's ever said that. So so there's a big question mark about that one.
Absolutely. Let's talk, the same line of streaming, digital concerts. Because there's streaming and there's digital concerts. So there is a bit of a difference. So I think it takes a little bit more effort. But let's discuss digital concerts.
All right. So you did a couple of digital shows during the lockdown. In terms of reach and in terms of building your metrics, how much did that change for you? How much did that impact your music brand? Did you get a lot out of it?
We did. We did some pre-recorded ones, just some acoustic sort of ones, but in between. Like, we didn't want to overdo it. I think digital concerts and streaming is like candy or like lollies. Too much of a good thing is not good. If you do it too regularly and you do it too often, people go, you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect people to play the same set list, the same 9 or 10 songs every single week and stream it. People go, I saw that last week. Because once you upload it, that video is there forever. So you've got to do something different. It's something you don't want to overdo. And if you do it smart and you do it every now and then, so it's a treat for people, and it's you don't want to get people used to seeing you on their screens because they're never going to go out and watch you at a show again.
Exactly. And like you guys were competing against Lady Gaga doing it for free. So it's kind of hard for you as a live music artist to do, there were quite a few different places that were doing streaming for local artists. And then everyone would advertise on Patreon. But once again, how do you cut through the noise to compete with those major artists that are doing it for free?
Yep.
How do you actually engage with your audience enough to get paid you know, more than $10, $20.
Yeah.
And it's good to do as part of your marketing, but it's not a substantial part of your financial plan for your business. So I think once again, the digital concept, I think it's that whole limit the supply, create a bigger demand. So it
That's
has to be
right.
something you only do very, very select.
Yeah, to keep interest in your brand, I think is,
Yeah.
and
Because
I think that. Sorry, you go.
was just some, like you said, how many songs and artists that just did the same thing week in, week out. And it was
Yeah,
just like, I love you guys, but I'm so bored right now. And if I think that, what's it like for ordinary, everyday, you know, fans and audiences out there? I
yeah,
don't know if you guys saw the video I did with Dominic Smora in New Jersey, who's a massive super fan. He's called a Deadhead, right? And he actually outlined what it means to be a super fan, what an artist needs to do to get a super fan. I think that's an important thing to understand the psychology of people, why they actually want to watch your stuff.
yeah.
So, yeah, good points that you made.
Yeah, and I think something touched on just, yeah, and we'll sort of go a little bit further into it, is the marketing side of it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I don't think you just want to all of a sudden pop up on people's phones. You want to try, you've got to build your audience digitally like you do when you're doing a normal show.
Yeah, well, I think that, look, the digital stuff is really important as part of your marketing. But the end goal for everyone is still a live music show. Nothing can replace that energy exchange. Nothing
Yeah,
can replace that sensory experience. That's why we actually want to go out to see a live show. Otherwise, we could just stay in our bedroom forever and sit on screen, right? We don't want to do that. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the end goal, is it?
no,
Yeah.
it's certainly not. It's not. Nothing beats being in front of people and reacting,
Feeling it in your body.
feeling energy. Yeah. Um, let's talk about auditions. So,
Oh boy, prickly pear, prickly pear. Yeah, we got trolled last week. Someone was complaining that we make artists do free shows. So we don't make artists do free shows. The reason why we do auditions live and not online is because we're not selling a digital show. We're selling a live show. And
mhm,
we go out and work for free. Everyone works for free because we want to know everything about your delivery of a show. We can't see that on a streaming. We can't see that on a digital concert.
yeah,
Michael, how many videos have we gotten or promo that
yeah,
looks unbelievably fantastic and you book it and it's not that great?
yeah. I think the word audition needs to be replaced with
Show.
interview. You don't get paid for a job interview. If you want to be represented
Good point.
by a professional music agency, we're not we're not a hack agency. We've been around for 33 years. So I've been there 33 years, peeps.
30
But
years next week. 30 years next
30 years, yeah. I've been there for 18. So
a long time.
yeah. And this isn't, you know, this isn't something that we could sort of go, everyone come and work with us. We want to work with the best of the best. And it's not just you coming and playing for free. It's us coming there and we meet you. You get to meet the people that are going to be booking you. It's us talking to you and meeting you, and you like us and we like you. Let's work together. So think of it more of it as a job interview, and or a networking opportunity for
Yeah.
your brand.
If we didn't give a shit, we wouldn't bother. We would just put any old thing in any gig and just go, whatever. But we actually care. We actually want to book really good music brands. And you might notice that I don't say artists, I say music brands, because we're actually leveraging music brands. And the pivotal part of that is how you deliver a live show. So, and in terms of this discussion, yep, streaming and digital concerts are great, but we don't believe that they give you enough value so we can actually see how you deliver a live show. I hope that
Absolutely.
point.
Yeah, and it's really good. What you don't get on a video is a live audience. And someone can be great in front of a camera, but if they get there and we do it at a live music venue, we have a crowd there, we have regular punters there, and obviously you might start getting heckled or you might start getting hit on? We don't know. And how do you react in those situations? So it's gig simulation. And, you know, you can see artists in their, you can see artists in the jungle in their rarest natural form.
And that's another point. We could come along to one of your live shows, but you're following a particular brief. You're working to a particular audience, and it might limit us in our ability to see where we could put you. So that's kind of putting you at a disadvantage. So we put you in a vanilla, generic environment. Everyone's on the same page. And a lot of actually wedding and festival and event people come along to these events and book you direct because they're like, wow, these guys are really good. And yeah, we want that. We want people to be able to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on the whole digital marketing thing, there's obviously challenges.
Yep.
You know, everyone's got to learn a whole new set of skills. So, what can we talk about with, you know, challenges and how to?
Okay, so anything that's for free in this world online means that you are being packaged up as a product and being sold to advertisers. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, they exist on the basis of selling advertising based on the data that you put in. Now, there's a big challenge. If you watched our interview with Vanessa Hutley from Music Rights Australia, she said the concern is if you put your original music online, that you've lost your rights. There's a copyright question. And so that's something that's still not being resolved legally throughout the world. So if you put your music on these digital concerts, you are potentially giving your rights away. And that, like, you know, no one really knows where we're at with that now. So as much as we're saying, yeah, it's really good for marketing, but there's a big, dark cloud hanging over that in terms of rights and copyright. So that's something that needs to be looked at.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's such an uncharted sort of.
No one knows.
No, so everyone's sort of learning as we go. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at TikTok, for example. So you've got
that was my next one. Yeah.
I think Trump is looking at investigating it. There's also like these security, privacy breaches. And as much, I think TikTok's great. I mean, TikTok has been instrumental in breaking new music artists. But once again, there's a question mark. So you don't necessarily want them to have access to this so that they've got your internet banking and your passwords. And that is a question mark at the moment. So this is the challenge with the digital market.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is an interesting one for me. Questions. We'll be able to continue engaging fans, not just in virtual concerts, but in real concerts.
Well, like, look,
here and there.
This is where we are, 2020. We've had to adapt to going online in order to survive.
Yeah.
As this discussion has highlighted, it's a huge grey area. No one knows. We're all making this up as we go along. And I think as a music artist, you need to be aware of all of the challenges as well as all the benefits of the digital sphere. So use it for your marketing. Be really smart with your copyright and your rights. Do your research. But the ultimate holy grail, the ultimate goal here is a live show. So for us, we didn't set up any sort of streaming thing in lockdown because we didn't believe that was the right thing for the artist, because it's a more of a holistic perspective with us. And so many gray areas. So as much as it's great, there's also these like really scary things there. So I mean, this conversation is not going to resolve any of it. It's just basically laying it out there that, yep, there's benefits, but there's also massive question marks. So do your research.
Definitely. I think with everything you do, whether it, because essentially it's marketing and staying in touch with your database. I think you can't overdo one thing. It's about having variety and it's only one small way to help your brand grow, and I think you need to do the complete sort of cycle. Look, digital music is important, and that's the way things go. You look at a JB Hi-Fi these days. Everyone. They remember there was a massive store, and it was all full of records, and now it's like it shows everything has gone so digital, and so I think that, you know, being able to adapt to those things but have it in context, everything is probably really important.
Don't be attached to any one thing. Just know that we are all a work in progress as we try and work it out. And when things go wrong, that's when they'll sort of, I guess the industry ecosystem will then put processes in place to deal with that. So it's great for marketing. It's not your be all and end all. Your live show is the most important thing, because we are selling, and I keep saying it, a sensory experience. You can't get that from digital.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. Good conversation.
It was.
Hope it helps everyone.
Yeah. Well, you know, give us your feedback. We look forward to hearing more questions, and hope this helps you in your digital world.
In your digital journey. All right, guys. Thanks very much. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you very much.